Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to 4 Times Forever. Today, I have a 6v6 custom match here on the most amazing Neuroxys map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players, starting off with Team 1 in the north and ending with Team 2 in the south. Starting off with Team 1's southern player in the west. It is Black Phoenix, not playing in Batman Gray or Imperial Gray, but he's playing in Ruby Red as a 1300 as a UEF. To his northwest, we have in Pac-Man Yellow, it is Twitchy Mofo playing as a Cybern. He is also a 1500. To his northeast, we have in Rust, it is Gamer9 XXX. He's playing as a Cybern as well as a 1600 for his team. Taking a look on the eastern side for Team 1 in Light Oak 10, it is Mutu Loud playing as a UEF. He is a 1400. To his northeast in Chevy Crimson, it is S Soul Reaver. He's playing as a UEF. He is a 900. I might say Soul Reaper by accident, so if I do, that is who I'm talking about. Unless I'm talking about the bug, then I'm talking about the bug. And in the north here for Team 1, it is BRS DCCC 97 playing as a UEF in Snow White. He is a 1900. He is the highest rated player on his team and in the game overall. So for Team 1 side of the map, they have 2 Cyberns and a UEF on the western side. And on the eastern side, they have 2 UEF. Actually, they have 3 UEF. So on their side of the map, in total, there is 4 UEF, 2 Cyberns, no Seraphim, no Aeon for Team 1. Starting off with Team 2's western side in the north, at least their northern direction, they have Darth Sand. He is in Tropical Ocean Blue as a UEF as a 1300. To his southwest in Imperial Gray, it is Ayahuasca Des. He's playing as a Seraphim. He is a 1400. And rounding out Team 2's western side, we have Legend Lord 2 playing as a Seraphim as well. He is in Orange the Color Orange as a 1500. Eastern side, north here for Team 2, we have in Glow in the Dark Green, it is Rick. He is a UEF. He is a 1400. Wondering where his little Morty is at. To his east, we have in Royal Blue, it is Right Guys playing as a Cybern. He is a 1300. And rounding out Team 2's side of the map, we have Fong playing as a UEF in not Imperial Gate, but in Amethyst Purple as an 1800. He is the highest rated player on Team 2. And for Team 2 overall, they have 2 UEF and a Cybern on the eastern side. On the western side, they have 2 Seraphim and a UEF, bringing their total to 3 UEF, 2 Seraphim, 1 Cybern for Team 2, which means they only lack the Aeon faction, which Team 1 also lacks it, which means there are no Aeon players. Apologies to those loyal to the princess. Hopefully you enjoy the game nonetheless. And for these 12 players on the map, let's take a look at the reclaim situation. Currently sitting at 46,000 mass in reclaim, which makes it almost 4K mass per player. Definitely worth going after. Lots and lots of reclaim, specifically in the middle of the map, which you expect to see. There's also a decent amount of mexes, but reclaim in the back lines for players to grab, as well as on the edges. So a lot of running around and grabbing reclaim. Taking a look, of course, at the mexes as well. Team 1 and Team 2 have this central line to go after in terms of, splitting their team down the middle, as well as a couple mexes down the horizontal center of the map. 2 twin mexes here. Actually, these are actually twins right here as well. Those are literally on top of one another. Look at that. So there's 2, 4, 6, 8 mexes in the middle. And there's a couple of mexes, of course, further out towards the ponds. There's a little bit of water to hide in this game. Nothing too crazy. But I maybe would like to see somebody build or try to build maybe a game ender in this little really weird land portion over there. Be very annoying to really get to in terms of the everything, especially with land units. But maybe not, because especially experimentals could just walk in the water, so maybe not a good idea, but who knows, maybe somebody will think about it. Anyways, we have a couple of upgrades here to talk about. Team 1 has T2 and T2 started for Soul and for Mutu Lao. Western side, Black Phoenix going for a gun upgrade. It doesn't look like anybody is going for any upgrades for Team 2 as of yet. In terms of where comms are going, we have 2 players for Team 1 and Team 2 on the western side. 1 player in the back line for Team 1, Gamer9, and we have his mirror of Legend Lord 2 going after a couple of reclaim and mexes down here with his team of Fong And on the eastern side for Team 2, we have Guys and the first come action between Rick and Mutu Lao. Mutu Lao trying to get a... actually, Mutu Lao's on Team 2, not on Team 1. I thought... No, he is on Team 1. It's just they swap positions. Anyway, so that is the first come action there. We do have Soul Ripper almost done with his T2 upgrade over there on the east. It just confused me for a second because he was north of Mutu Lao, but they just swapped... orientations, I guess, for a moment. And then the other player for Team 1, BRS, is over in the middle, similar to everybody else on Team 2, in the back line, going after the central mexes and moving a little bit more towards the actual center of the map. Gun started for Soul on the eastern side as well, so he's going for T2 and Gun on board. 2v1 here between Mutu Lao and Team 2's Guys and Rick. Couple of bombers overhead trying to soften up those comms. Lots of Team 1 forces inbound to assist. Western side, nothing really crazy happening yet. Couple of forces having some skirmishes, but no combi action yet. Twitchy Muffo going for his gun upgrade as well. So 2 gun upgrades will soon appear here for Team 1. Mutu Lao getting body blocked by a Team 1 land facility. Rick is falling back, getting behind his team of Guys for some protection there. Get down, Mr. President. The T2 upgrade helping to keep Mutu Lao alive just a little bit longer with the additional 2,000 hit points on board. We have Soul Reaper. See, I knew I would say it at some point. Moving in with his gun and T2 upgrade to assist in that direction. Does look like Team 2's comms are falling back. Mutu Lao is hurting, but he is above 50% of those hit points, so he's not completely exposed, but definitely needs to watch out. A couple of T1 jesters were running around for Game 9 to assist. T2 started here for Fong in the middle. Gun started here for Dart Sand in the west. And T2 started for Ayahuasca. And Stealth started for Twitchy Mofo on that western side. Again, as a reminder, Team 1 only has access to Cybran and UEF tech. Team 2 has Cybran, UEF, and Seraphim tech, specifically on the western side with that Seraphim technology. T2 land started here and done for BRS. T2 air done here for Gamer9. T2 air done for... who's that? That is Legend Lord 2. And T2 air done here for Fong. So 2 air players for Team 2. 1 air player for Team 1. We'll see if it stays that way. I'm kind of surprised that BRS did not go for air, but maybe he wants to push on land at least a little bit. There is a decent amount of open territory in the middle of the map to traverse. A little bit of some alleyways, but there's really no definitive lanes. I mean, there's kind of main highways, but for the most part, there's just a lot of back roads and everything. You can even send units around the pond this way as well. We kind of see it going on the western side here of that pond for Rick. So there's a lot of ganking and hook maneuvers and a whole bunch of opportunities. There's no, kind of just, okay, you go down this little narrow hallway, you go down this little narrow hallway on the western side, that kind of thing, and call it a day. Nano Repair started here for Twitchy, done with his stealth. Gun started for Ayahuasca, and he's going for some T2. You can build stuff up. Whoa, that's cool. Look at that. You can build some T1AA up there. That's I don't know if it's a new one, but interestingly enough, you can go up there. So, T2 started here for Dark Sand in the west. Gun started for Mutu Lao, going to help assist with personal defense and offense in that regard. T2 almost done for Rick in the water. Transport inbound from Guys on the eastern side, dropping off. Looks like engineers on board. And I don't know how far north they're going. Maybe he's going to build some... Oh, he's going to build some... maybe facilities up here. Kind of surprised he didn't go for this position in the northeastern corner. Just have them walk that way. It kind of wouldn't be easily noticeable. Gun started here for Gamer 9 in the middle. Gun started here for BRS. Gun started here for Guys. And gun started here for Rick. T2 is gun. Nano Repair almost done for Twitch Mofo, and Tactical Missile started here for Ayahuasca in the west. Gun started for Fong in the middle. So all the guns started here for Team 2. Oh, and I didn't mention, maybe I did, but Guy's going for his gun as well. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guns being upgraded simultaneously, and then we have a Tactical Missile and a Nano for Twitchy. And that Tactical Missile has been started now for Mutu Lao. Maybe Tactical Billy Nuke, maybe not, maybe we'll see. Game is kind of slowed down just a smidgen. Land facilities have been spammed up. Maybe you can't build in this corner. Maybe it's just kind of blocked by the edge of the map. Tactical missile started here for Team 2's Rye Guys. We'll see if Team 1 notices that. That's going to really hurt. Nope, they have not noticed anything. That's going to be a big surprise for him. And BRS did not go for air. He went for land. So again, it is a T3 air game for Team 1, T3 and T3 for Team 2. So 2v1 in Team 2's favor in that regard. Spy planes over top getting a readout what's going on the northern side of the map. Also, of course, helping out with the intel gathering for Rye Guys' tactical missile launching. Speaking of tac missiles, Ayahuasca going after a couple of mexes here for Team 1's Black Phoenix. The TMD will be enough to deal with that missile, and another one is inbound right after. Rick popping out of the water to go after a couple of Team 1 units. T2 PD being built here for Soul Reaver, and a couple of Team 1 bombers helping out to force not Rye Guys, but Rick back in the water. Rye Guys is over here to the west of that pond, being shot up by that PD emplacement. Couple of Team 1 strikers really trying to force him into the water. They really don't like that. He's just running around having a fun time in the sun. T2 starting here for BRS in the middle. Or sorry, the east as well. T2 started here for Legend Lord in the middle. We do see that both of the backline players for Team 2 not engaged in the eastern and western side, just kind of hanging out in the middle. Attack missile started for Fong. And for Team 1, Gamer 9 is up here. He's walking back to his base and going to hide in the water. And then BRS is over here. Attack missile inbound. Land facility is knocked out. T3 mexes are knocked out. That's one. Is that a T3 mex? That was a T3 mex. So 2 T3 mexes are dead. Team D spammed up immediately. Very unfortunate. Nice snipe here by Rye Guys. Saw the opportunity, took it. And even if he doesn't kill anything off, but after this, I should say, he's done a very good job. Really essentially handicapped BRS for a while. He loses his main T2 facility and everything else. T2 air done for Mutual in the front line. Team 1 on the western side is pushing back. So while success was happening for Team 2 on the eastern side, Team 1 is doing pretty well in pushing back in the western side. Combi-Com actually between Twitchy and Ayahuasca. And we have counter missiles on the eastern side for Team 1. Sorry, for Team 2. Team 1 and Team 2 as well. Spam inbound on the ground. Team 1, T2 PD being spammed up to deal with it. Twitchy falling into the yellow. Needs to be careful. Has Nano on board. Overcharge having some interesting pathfinding in that regard. And Twitchy will be forced into the water. Black Phoenix trying to push back Darth Sam, but looks like he's going to be forced back. But there goes Ayahuasca killing off Twitchy Mofo, I would assume with a tac missile snipe. Apologies for barely missing that. And yeah, and Twitchy's like, are you kidding me? That has to be it. There's no way, because he was in the water for sure, definitely underneath the surface. Another explosion happens on the eastern side. Rick is defeated by Mutu Lao, and Mutu Lao is hurting incredibly badly. He drops into the low reds. And I'm going to go back to full vision, move things back over just for a brief moment. Apologies for missing the 1-2 punch there from Team 1 and Team 2. But I will probably not miss this attack from the Rye Guys. Rye Guys is being assaulted from some Team 1 strikers, giving some breathing room for Mutalao to escape. We have some T2 not the fighter bombers inbound, and those might be enough. Mutalao will drop more hit points though. Oh, 400 remaining. Ooh, if he gets some veterancy, this might be enough to save him a little while longer. Bombers are knocked out of the skies. Airfight, and there goes Team 2's Rye Guys due to the forces from Soul Reaver. That is a kill, at least another one for Team 1. Airfight is won by Team 2, but at a bare minimum, Team 1 has killed off 2 players on the eastern side for Team 2, and Team 1 has lost Twitchy Mofo. Team 2 has now dropped this game to a 5v4. In Team 1's favor, the artillery base to the northeast, or at least the missile base, is now going down. There is still a nice little Viper hanging out, having some fun in the sun up there. Again, that has to be a attack missile snipe. There's no way it couldn't be anything else than that. He was underneath the surface. There is no way. Again, apologies for missing that. I barely moved over to see what was happening with Darth Sand, thinking that Twitchy was fine, but no, Twitchy was not fine. And there goes that. We have Team 1 being pushed back on the western side, but now with, again, dual base, Black Phoenix has more mass to his name. And, of course, on the eastern side, we have Fong having control of everything on the eastern side. really supercharging his eco. 260. Eco situation is about the same between both teams. Team 1, hopping up and down, but it's roughly about the same. Team 1 units just blitz right down the middle here from Fong. They're not going to really get anywhere, unfortunately, for them, but I do love the attempt nonetheless. A little bit of a distraction at bare minimum. Team 1 has pulled back their forces to the northern side of that little pond there. Illushi running amok for Ayahuasca. Again, I don't really know if I'm pronouncing his name right or not. Ayahuasca. Yeah, I think I'm saying it right. It's like Awasa is kind of how I think about how I pronounce it. Anyway, anybody else getting into the air? No air players or other air players here for Team 2. Team 1. T3 air online for Mutu Lao on the front line. And maybe T3 air popping up here shortly for Team 1. We'll see. For BRS, I am surprised he didn't go for air considering he is pretty far back. And it looks like the forces from Darsan continuing to push in. They don't get into the base here for Black Phoenix. They get headed off at the pass. And that will be a fight won by Team 1. But it does give Ayahuasca a little bit more breathing room, and he's getting some PD to secure a little bit of that reclaim field on that western side. Attack missile still inbound. Mutala has to be careful. He's going after a T3 land headquarters, or he's going after the P-Gen. Goes after the P-Gen, grabs a little bit of engineers to boot as well. Nice 2-1 punch there. Run underwater, says Gamer9. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. There's some gunships right here. And Team 2 pings somebody. He's like, hey, stuff's happening. Do not tell me you're doing the... Okay, you're not going to just assassinate those broadswords. That would be very, very annoying. Missile outbound. Going to strike the headquarters. Takes out half of the hit points. It'll regen back up over 50% anyways. And then there he goes in the water with some encouragement from Team 2's air forces. Team 1 bombers over top. Don't know what they're going. Radar system knocked out. No, that's a Team D knocked out. Excuse me, that's a Team D. Missile still raining in here from Ayahuasca, trying to get as much value out of that as possible. Kills off 9 mass a second for Team 1. More TMD is being built to curtail that inbound aggression. I do like that there's just a 1 mass storage just sitting here. It means that this mass extractor is not getting the full advantage or not assistance. Adjacency bonus from that. I knew it was like a word or something. Long conga line on the eastern side here for Team 2's Fong. Again, it's not really going to go anywhere. It's going to be curtailed by the environment. And this is just a glorified kill box, so not really the best position to be in. There's no PD here, so that will definitely favor Team 2. Unless Team 1 can get some more PD online. Or just more forces there regardless. We do see some ASFs over the top helping out a little bit. It's Mongoose and Parashields, and there is a couple of Loyalists in the mix. So nothing too crazy, but it is concerning nonetheless. There is a brick online in the water going after Mutalauscom, but actually it goes up to the engineers first. Maybe going to reclaim it. That would be very entertaining to watch. Oh, please tell me you're going to reclaim it. Please reclaim it. No? Oh, yes, you're going to reclaim it. Yes. Yes. And he's, of course, going to regen hit points faster than the brick can do damage, so it doesn't really matter. I don't think his missiles are really even doing anything. Or sorry, his torpedoes aren't really doing anything. Here comes that land force slowly inching their way forward. And also on the western side, those forces are pushing back as well. And that brick will, like I said, mostly... No. Is he converting it? No, it's not reclaiming. That's converting. Are we going to see a capture? Oh, that would be really awesome to see. You haven't seen that in a very, 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 very long time. I think last time I saw that it was on mass extractors, I think. Oh, let's see. Let's see it. Let's see it. Hey, there it is. Oh, that's awesome. Just because it was a capture and not a reclaim. I was like, wait, the hit points aren't going down. That doesn't make sense. ASF's definitely in favor of Team 2. I would say they have air dominance, if not close to that. Team 1 sitting at 63, while Fong is at 45 himself, and Legend Lore is at 39. So not air dominance, but definitely a little bit of air control. And Mutsulau steps out of the water with his newly acquired brick and goes, yeah, I'm going to go back in the water. Forget this. Brick going to have some fun over here. PD going to try to stop it. Isn't really going to work. And it is funny this was made by somebody on Team 2. Mex is down. Engineers are dead. Man, that's a long range of that PD emplacement. Here comes Team 2's Team 1 spam forces from, I think that's actually from Legend Lore coming in to assist. Looks like the forces kind of ran by a little bit, but didn't really get that far into Team 1's territory. And maybe some of those actually pulled back, to be honest. Brick hiding behind. Look at the gunship's like, oh, we're going to get him. Oh, we're going to get him. There he is. Get him. And there goes the Brick. Did it kill off the T2 mechs? No, but I do love the attempt. I do love the fact that it was a capture nonetheless. Gotta love that that hero Brick there from Team 2. Double agent for Team 1. Tactical nuke. There it is for Dart Sand. First one has been at least noticed. Doesn't mean that's the only one in the game, or the first one in the game. It's the only players who could. Nope. And I think that actually might be the first one, to be honest with you. At least the first one, like I said, that I've noticed. But everybody else who could build it, no, they haven't started yet. So yeah, that's the only one so far. Not T3 engineering speed on board, but does have engineers nearby to assist. So kind of balances that out. T2 naval headquarters, big boat, small pond. Soon may be underway. If he builds a battleship, that would be lovely. Going for a nuke in the water would be kind of interesting with the Seraphim battleship nuke capabilities. Team 1 pressing a little bit more in the middle of the map now. And Team 2's an eastern player of Fong having to deal with an attack on that regard. Team 1's playing very defensive on the eastern side. Reclaim situation. Team 1 is in the lead. 40,000 mass more in terms of total mass. Team 1 is barely in the lead, essentially by that reclaim factor. Income situations, both teams at 1.1k. And of course, Team 1 has lost only one player, being Twitchy Mofo. Team 2 has lost Rick and Rye Guys. 25 minutes are on the clock. And Team 1's land aggression is being forced back by a huge amount of Team 1 spam. And again, Percy's are good for a lot of things. They're not really good for spam unit countering. But hey, at a bare minimum, they can just one-tap every unit they come across in that T1 technology phase. Couple of Autumns run by here from Team 2's Ayahuasca, taking out the T3 land headquarters for Black Phoenix, and now the entire base here is under threat, if not going to die here shortly. The Percys, though, that is a dangerous threat for Team 2. The only benefit, though, is that it's in an area of the map that it's not really near anything. There are some AA units nearby. The gunships for Team 2, I don't even see them anymore, if they even exist at this point. They could have been killed off. I don't see the broadswords. There was definitely about a squadron or so of them. So I don't know if they already used them. Billy Nuke lands, taking out a chunk of the forces from Team 1's Black Phoenix from Dart Sand. So Team 1's getting hammered on this western side. Autumn's in the water. Wonder if they're going to kill off Gamer 9. That'd be a little awkward. Ooh, that's not great here for him. We'll see if he ends up surviving that attack. He does have a gun, and he does have RAS, so he has some firepower to his name, but not a whole lot. The attack straight down the middle is still occurring here for BRS. He needs to shift either east or west. I would assume east, because if they could wipe out the entire back line for Team 2, it could really cripple Fong's operations. Billy Nuke lands on the western side again. And it's just not looking good. Gunships are called into response inbound from Gamer 9, helping to assist this comm. Didn't actually take that much damage, to be fair. Strap bomber inbound from somebody. Don't know where it's inbound. It's from Team 2's air player of not Gamer 9, but Legend Lore. Lots and lots of Percys in this mix. Counter Percys online for Team 2. They're trying to hit them off at the pass, but there's still some shields and AA in the mix, so those gunships not going to have as much fun. And the bombers, because the strap bomber just got eliminated. Looks like the forces are going to go more eastward. Fong is sitting right here. He could try to help, but has to be very, very careful, though, because, again, Percys can one-tap players very, very quickly. We do see an interesting bifurcation happening. A lot of the assisting forces not with the main group of Percys. And I feel like you should just full send it straight in. Don't waste the time to go curving it in. It just gives Team 2 just that little bit more time. Percys and Bricks trying to head them off at the pass. And I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to avoid the land forces right here, but it is going to be a little bit of a longer walk. Another Billy Nuke lands in the middle of Black Phoenix base once again. Chicken online for Ayahuasca. He's sending it eastward. Looks like he's going to try to blockade Team 1's advancings over there. And there's a lot of dead stuff on the western side here for Team 1. And here comes the Perseus to that air facility. But Team 4 Monkey is online. And T3 Perseus are going after T3 Mexes. A lot of the Perseus have died off, unfortunately, for Team 1. And Dartsan has been defeated by Gamer 9, assassinated by gunships. Looks like Team 1 was annoyed and just fed up with that Billy Nuke. So they said, no, go away. And I would assume Ayahuasca will gain control of that facility on the western side. The attack from BRS does get stopped in the back, but on the front line, it still pushes back. It could be an APM game at this point. 5v3 in Team 1's favor. It is starting to be a little bit concerning. The frontline Team 3 land facilities for Fong are gone. He loses access to his Perseus for now. He still has Team... Actually, no, that's Cybern. Never mind. And the Monkey Lord is inbound for 1-star veterancy on board. Perseus will fall back, possibly, maybe. Maybe trying to lure the Monkey Lord in a little bit more further northward. But both teams have lost frontline bases. And T3 gunships wiping out the naval units, or most of them. Looks like they're targeting their headquarters. And Team 1 really spammed up their ASFs. That is a lot of them. ASFs are inbound from Team 2 to counter. And it looks like they're not going to engage. It looks like Team 1 does have the higher amount. But there are ASFs over here the eastern side, so there is that to consider. They're just not together, which might not be very great for Team 2's air. 2 chickens in the middle of the map, one from Ayahuasca and one from Legend Lord. Don't know if both of them built them or not, but they're both Seraphim, so maybe. But the land spam still underway for BRS. He's just pumping out those Perseus. And like I said, just conga lining him down. The problem I have with this is that it's a lot easier to pick off 1s and 2s and 3s than it is 20 or 12 or whatever larger numbers. There are 4 chickens online for Team 2 and a Fat Boy over here given over to Fong. Maybe it was transferred over with the death of Dart Sand, but it's under Fong's control. Looks like they're pinging him, being like, hey, give me that. Attack says BRS. And there are air forces to consider. And here comes that chicken coming in to deal with the remaining UEF forces from BRS. T3 Strat Bombers inbound. Gonna wipe out 2 of the 3 Titans. Nice little AoE spread there. Team 1, do you have any plans to end the game in the back line? No. Fat Boy coming online, but that's not going to end the game. And nothing in the air grid. Definitely need to get that shielded sooner rather than later. Team 2, do you have any big ticket items? We do have Ayahuasca in the middle. T2 Wagner's inbound from Black Phoenix. Helping to thin out a couple of the engineers and whatnot on the shoreline. And I don't see any big items as of yet. Another chicken, 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 another chicken for Team 2. More chickens. More chickens. They are tasty, to be fair. Percy stacking up, dealing with the chickens, but the chickens are dealing with the Perseus quite well, in fact. And it's not looking super good in the Percy situation, because there's just more firepower for Team 2, at least currently. But here comes the attack on the eastern side between BRS and Soul Reaver versus Team 2's Fong. Fong has to be careful. He is kind of near the front lines. Gunships are online near him as well. Chicken is going to full send it into the army and kill off all the Perseus and Titans next to him. This chicken severely damaged. This chicken in the yellow. Fat Boy still being like, give me the Fat Boy. It's annoying. It looks like T3 P-Gen's being reclaimed. Oh, you know why? Because it's not being gifted over, I think. That's probably what it is. Yep, that's exactly what it is. Yep, that's unfortunate. But at least it's an easy fix. Annoying fix, but easy. Lots of Titans in the mix here for Soul. Not a lot of Perseus, though, and that Monkey Blitz can get even more veterancy from this. Not really favoring Team 1 in that regard. And 33 minutes on the clock. Tactical Nuke started here for Black Phoenix. Team 1 has lost only Twitchy Mofo. Team 2 has lost half of their players, being Dark Sand just a couple of moments ago, Rick and Ryguys. Map control, I'd say, favors Team 1, and Eco Situation also favors Team 1. Let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win this game. Of course, if you haven't done so already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And as always, I really do appreciate all the likes, all the comments, all the subscriptions, all the everything. Thank you so much for watching. I truly, truly do appreciate it. Let's get back onto the action in the middle of the map with this base for Team 1 being ripped apart by 4 chickens. Well, 3 chickens plus the one that's almost dead. And not really going well here for VRS in the middle. His main production facility now getting some more PD to protect it. Gunships are inbound. More gunships inbound as well from Gamer9. And units from Black Phoenix have now come into range of the FAF boy. T3 artillery started for Legend Lore, and I don't know if he's building anything else anywhere else. In terms of big ticket items. Team 1, anything in the back line? Mass FAF farming. No air facility for BRS. Looks like that's it. Yeah, there's really no big ticket items, which is surprising. Gunship's going to wipe out the chickens. Airfight will occur between the Rust air forces of Team 1 and the orange forces from Team 2's Legend Lore. Those are wiped out, and now it's going to be a fight with the Amethyst forces from Team 2's Fong. The gunships have wiped out 1, 2 of the chickens. Lots of flak wiping out a huge section of those gunships. They are just slaughtered by all that flak. Ooh, that's got to hurt. Again, they eliminated 3 chickens on the ground, but they took severe losses. There's another chicken up here still driving the point home. ASF fight will go Team 1's way. That is air supremacy. Yeah, that's air supremacy for Team 1. Almost we have air. And there's another chicken hanging out. Gunship. Not chicken, but that's that same Monkey Lord. 3-star veteran Team Monkey Lord. Fat Boy online for Team 1's Mutalal. Chicken is being surrounded. Has now been dealt with. That's number 5 dead chicken. And again, the only issue here for Team 1 is they can't get to the reclaim right now because of all the chickens. That's a lot of mass that they could scoop up, but aren't able to do so. More Wagners on the western side going after engineers trying to build Team 3 mexes and mass storages. And it looks like it will be curtailed quite nicely, but they might lose a T3 mex in the engagement, and I think that's going to be what's going to happen for Team 2. Chickens moving down the middle here. Gunships have started to restack up, and Team 1 getting more and more PD, but the Percys just cannot get a huge stack of them going to deal with the chickens continuing to force their way forward. Artillery is halfway done here for Team 2. And why are there just 9 T3 air raid quarters? Why? DRS says, let's hold this. Kill the AA, says Gamer9. And the Percys, again, are not enough in terms of numbers. Attack Nuke done here for Billy Nuke going for, for Black Phoenix going for T3. And now the Fat Point is dead for Mutalal on the eastern side. The Strat Bombers do get away. Oh, no, maybe not. I don't think they're going to get away now. Oh, but they split the difference going around the ASFs from Team 1. They're going after Team 1 spam facilities. I don't think they'll go home, but looks like it's going to be an airlocking sort of thing here for Team 1 going after Fong's ASFs and gunships. They wipe out pretty much all of them. The bombers are still alive, and there's that land force inbound. Does look like Team 1's ASFs are called home. Still split between, or still in between all those strat bombers. Another T2 mech going down. There goes that bomber. And the gunships now trying to assist, or slowly assist with the middle here. T3, 30% done here for Black Phoenix. He's recovered quite nicely. And nothing big here for the air player as of yet for Gamer9. BRS not going for big ticket items yet. 37 minutes on the clock. I am surprised that Team 1's not going for anything big, especially with the air advantage that they have. More chickens coming online here for Legend. More air grid being expanded upon by Fong. He's going into the water. He's pushing on the land side of things. Gunship's trying to go after the monkey rope, but it gets into the water. And Mutala going for tactical nuke as well. Artillery is down for Team 2's Legend Lore, and I would assume he's going for the air grid, which given the turning of the artillery piece, I would assume that would be the case. And that air grid is not shielded by any means, so it's going to be just open season on all of those pigeons. Definitely cascadable. Lots of E-storages as well. That's going to hurt when those artillery shells start landing. Gunships inbound going to start, I guess, ripping apart all of the air facilities for Team 2. And there is some AA in the mix, both stationary and I think mobile as well. And T3 land headquarters has been built in the air grid base. What are they going to target? I wonder. P-gens are going down. And that is going to be the end of that air grid for Fong, or at least a portion of it. T3 AA SAM site spammed up. And the headquarters is still fine, so the additional facilities are gone. But a hole torn in Team 1's air grid. There goes the remaining eastern side of that air grid. Western side is still kind of fine. Needs to get those shields online immediately. Oh, no. Won't scratch that. Perfectly well-placed artillery shot wipes out the entire air grid. The Team 1 and Team 2 lose an air grid, but Team 2 still has one of them down here, so net Team 2 the win. Speaking of Team 2 netting the win, they are still pushing back the front line for BRS. Chickens are still being eliminated constantly. Team 1 is winning the eco game 1.9 to 1.3, but they haven't really materialized that into any sort of long-term gains in terms of artillery, in terms of nukes, in terms of game enders, or anything like that. Tactical nuke starting here for Mutalala, as I mentioned. Now artillery is going after the SMB, I guess. I think that's what it's targeting. Does Team 2 have a nuke, or are they just going after SMBs at this point? And all of these facilities upgrading to T... Why? Why are they upgrading to T3? Why? Why? Why are they all upgrading to T3 air headquarters? Why? Not needed. Such a waste, in my opinion. Monkey Lord has started to kind of emerge from the water. 39-39 on the clock. Team 1 has lost a huge percentage of their map territory control. And Chicken's still pushing in. Bombers inbound, going after the comm, it looks like. And there goes, at least the comm's hit points, at least some of it, drops him into the yellow. All those bombers are now dead. Another wave inbound from Ayahuasca. I hear strap bombers somewhere. I would assume they're from Team 2. Team 2's artillery going after BRS's position. Looks like maybe he's going to build an artillery. Something, maybe. We'll see. Utulau finishes an experimental, and he's finished with his Billy Nuke. Two Fat Boys on the front line. This one in front of the everything. Percy's should be probably focusing on that target. Strap bomber going after this Fat Boy there. Gets shot down. Percy's inbound to the east to assist. Fat Boy is retreating. And it looks like that's going to be enough. Fat Boy might survive. There are some SACUs running around. There are some presets, so they're soaking up a little bit of that damage. To the west, we have Black Phoenix being chased down by a chicken. He dies, tries to build a nuke, but doesn't succeed. Well, he does hit it, but he doesn't succeed in killing it. And Team 2's chicken's doing very, very well of just ripping Team 1 to pieces. You know, they pushed back the attack from BRS on land, and now they're going after the western side. Not looking good for Team 1. Again, they're leading the mass control or mass generation, which, I mean, unless Team 2 just has a huge power outage that they've been going on for a while, I feel like they should be producing more mass. They're going for another artillery piece. Yes, they are. It's half done for Legend Lore. Monkey Lord's still alive on the eastern side. 5-star vet. 66,000 hit. Sorry, 66,000 mass killed and climbing. Team 1 still doesn't have any sort of game ender or artillery. Not even a nuke. They have Billy nukes, but not nukes. Chicken in the reconstructed air grid for Team 1's Game of 9, and that's going to die. So Team 1 essentially has lost the entire western side. BRS still contains control or retains control of some facilities, but in the grand scheme of things, Team 1 has lost the entire western side. It is going to be favoring Team 2 at this point, so let me get this straight, says Game of 9. And that Michael Lord, they had 2 airs and I outplayed both of them, it says. Yeah, I'd say for the most part, yeah. It is unfortunate when somebody does really, really well and then just can't make that go into actual win or potential wins. 71,000 in climbing in terms of mass kill. The Monkey Lord's still alive, just barely. And Percy's still pushing in. Ravagers trying to force this group back. And the Monkey gonna try to sneak around a couple of Percys. Again, it can't gain any more veterancy, so it will die here. But again, it paid for itself and was alive for a very long time. Chicken is down. T3 air facility is almost dead. It looks like Team 1 has finally stopped that push from Team 2's Fong. Resource generation still in favor of Team 1, 2,000 versus Team 2 is 1.3. Crab is online. BRS building a second one right next door to it. Chicken is dead. This chicken is almost dead. And it now drops to 1.6, so now we're seeing that drop in... is that power related, or is that... No, it's not power related. Oh, maybe. Maybe. At least in some degree. There goes that chicken. A little bit of reclaim for Team 1 to scoop up. Team 1 still has the remaining ASFs. Team 2 has rebuilt their air grid and expanding upon it. Team 2 hasn't really done that. Artillery, but the bomber has been started for Legendor. Second artillery is done. Team 1 has none. Oh, no, Team 1 is building one now, but I think it might be too late for that, in my opinion. 43 minutes on the clock. There's still some time in the game, so Team 1 can come back. The only thing that is concerning, of course, is they're fighting an uphill battle. Figuratively, of course, not literally. It would be better if it was literally, but again, why are there 9 T3 air raid quarters right here? Why? Why? Why are there 9 of them? Just 2, maybe. Maybe 2. Maybe just 1. Maybe 1 there and 1 on the other side of the map at that point. Not 9 right there. Crab is protecting the second crab that's being built. This one has taken a little bit of damage, I believe, but 2 crabs are definitely going to be a lot to protect that western side, at least the remaining western side. And artillery taking out the T3 air quarters from Mutalau and the SMD. But it's just slowly picking away. That's not the range of the artillery, is it? There's no way that's the max range. No, okay, I was going to say they could probably hit everything. It's not a full 20 by 20, and they're, a quarter of the way or so, or halfway or so to the middle, so it should be enough. Bomber is inbound to the eastern side. There's a nice juicy target with that Fat Boy included. And that's where it's going. ASFs are nowhere to be found. Air fight will be taken. Team 2 loses it, but they do wipe out at least some of the ASFs for Team 1 with lots of Cougars nearby. There goes the bomb. Lands right in front of the forces. Doesn't really get a lot of work done, unfortunately. But there is that group of Percys in the water to the east there. And that Fat Boy is going to die either by bomb or by Percy shot. And I think it's going to die by Percy shot at this point. Group of Percys are eliminated. Not really a whole lot remaining. Shield is still alive, surprisingly. Percys are not focused. Okay, well, maybe not. Maybe they're going to focus it now. Strap Bomber's inbound to assist, really driving the point home of go away, Fat Boy. They don't want you there. SMD still, I guess, is all the targets for Team 2's artillery piece. This one is almost done. It is in the green. But again, it is 2v1. Team 2 is not building a third one there. And yeah, I don't see anything else in that regard. And it looks like the western side has been essentially destroyed. The crab was prevented from being constructed. And that is the death of the western side for Team 1, pretty much officially at this point. Chicken just taking shots from a Fat Boy. 45 minutes on the clock. And Bomber is inbound, going to take out the remaining Percys there. Granted, the chicken could have handled that, but it gets some efficiency for the Bomber anyways. Not looking good for Team 1. 46 minutes on the clock. 1.3 to 1.3 income. And Gamer 9 control case. He leaves the game. It's now a tied up game. 3v3 at 46 minutes. Billy Nuke inbound from Team 1, redirected by Team 2. And that's going to hit the comm. Almost kills him. He's at 9,000 hit points remaining. Definitely is not going to like that. There are some loyalists in that mix. That's why you have loyalists. Billy, some other army says, fine. No, this is what he says. Bomb inbound, going to wipe out all those Percys. Nice 2-1 punch there. Wipes out almost the entire army there. Oof. Nice use of the bomb in there from Legend Lore. Gets up to 2-star efficiency with that. And there's really not a lot that Team 1 can do. Oh, that is the wrong button. And looks like the artillery is targeting... I don't know what they're targeting. They're targeting the air grid right here from Team 2's Ayahuasca. The bomber is knocked out from Team 1's ASFs. Team 1 will lose essentially the remaining ASFs. And I don't understand going for that. I feel like the artillery for Team 2 probably would be a better idea, but I don't know. There's not much remaining for Team 1 to use at this point. Nuke still alive, trying to rebuild that Billy Nuke on the prowl, or at least on the retreat. Team 1 has lost a ton of territory, and it's just chicken, and more chicken for Team 2. Team 2, 1.9k total massive crew. Team 1 still in the lead, which goes to show that just because the opponent is out-ecoing you doesn't mean that you don't have a chance at victory. Looks like targeting the air grid down there. Bombers inbound to some target. Shields are down around the artillery piece. They're back online. Bombers maybe going after the con, maybe? I don't know what they were going after. They're going after land facilities? That's interesting. Why would you go after land facilities? Not really doing anything. Fong going after the FAF boy. That makes more sense now. He probably just didn't know where it was at the time. Artillery shields are back offline. 4 chickens inbound from the west. Not looking too hot in that regard. There goes that FAF boy. Going to get sandwiched by land facilities and those chickens. And shields are going down. Billy Nuke is inbound, trying to help out a little bit, but it's not going to do a whole lot at this point. Another chicken is inbound. Artillery still staying alive, but just barely. Team 2's artillery. Shields are... Some of them are coming offline, but there's more than enough support. There goes the control K from BRS. And I'm assuming the remaining teammates for Team 1 are going to either resign, control K, or whatever else. I think those are the only 2 options. Or die by Team 2 stuff. That's, I think, the 3 options. The hills are alive with the sound of music, says Nuke. And there goes 2 Microloids inbound. There goes Nuke comm, leaving the lowest rated player in the game of Soul Reaver. The last remaining player for Team 1. There goes the Fat Boy. There's not anything remaining at this point. SMDs are down. Nuke? Nuke from Team 2. Unfortunate. No booms this game. I guess there were a couple of Billy Nukes, but I didn't see that many of them, to be fair. And I'm going to speed this up even more because we know what's going to happen. Percy's might get after this group of Microloids, though. Nope, maybe, nope, nope, that one's not dead. Nope. Denied the kill. Okay, GG, says Soul Reaver. He's like, oh, I just wanted to get the kill on the Microloid, but Team 2 gets the kill there. And that's the game here, folks. 52 minutes, 54 seconds on the clock. Team 2 wins the game, apologies, with 3 remaining players. Let me know down in the comments who you would pick for MVP. I got to give it credit to Fong. He took a hit multiple times this game. The air grid, attack on land, that sort of thing, and came back swinging. I do think the artilleries helped, but I think it was the combined chickens from Ayahuasca and Legend Lord that really drove Team 1 back. I mean, once Team 2 really started spamming chickens up, Team 1 could not pump out experimentals or even just T3 units fast enough to counter, and it was just push, and dead. So I think the combined chickens from Team 2 gets the MVP. Let me know down in the comments if you agree or not. Thank you so much for watching to the very end of the video, and I will see all of you in the next one.